sun dawned on a new season for the Naylor Engineering Irish Hillclimb and Sprint Championship, while very new tyres were being bolted onto old cars with some very modern tricks up their sleeves. It was all hands on deck to get the cars ready. There was a great number of early championship registrations thanks to the persuasiveness of registrar Dermot Nolan, and indeed there was an oversubscribed entry for the first round of the championship. Some nice new irishhillclimb.com merchandise went on sale and will be available at all paddocks during the year. In a touching tribute to the late Simon McKinley, a once-off award was announced by Day 2 COC Aidan Connolly. The Clare Motor Club and Galway Motor Club had laid on two very exciting venues in the Ballyvaughan and Fenor areas of North County Clare on April 23rd and 24th. Saturday featured the classic corkscrew, while Sunday was a challenging new venue, Ballinallacan, which will be the longest in this year's championship, at 2.1 km. It had been a long off-season, and I think it's fair to say the drivers were mad for road. Last year's championship runner-up Rory Stevens made a very aggressive charge at the corkscrew on run 1 and completely overcooked it on run 2. There was little damage done, but a cautious final run allowed Alex Wilsden Jr. to slip past to claim 4th overall in his narrower radical on round 1. Rory recovered 4th on the fast new Ballinallacan hill climb, while Alex was 5th here. Stevens gave us some feedback on Sunday evening. Rory Stevens,
yes.
4th today.
Yes.
How did you find that?
I'm absolutely thrilled. It means I wasn't 5th.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very, very fast hill.
New hill, very fast. Most people liked it. Some commented when they were spectating that maybe it was too fast. So we'd have to look at that. Personally, I don't think it was. And with a few little tweaks, paddock-wise, it could be really good if they run the same one next year. There was very little damage done for a hill that had never been run, and that's a good sign. But it is a serious hill because of the speeds you get up to, and then the severity of the bends after some of the straights. You really have to be on your game to drive it properly. But very rewarding. You do feel good when you finish it.
It was a real treat for spectators to witness two F1 engine ghouls in competition at the same hills. Michael Connolly and local driver Sylvie Mullins presented their Judd engine cars at both events. Sylvie dominated the corkscrew, which he knows so well, while Michael debuted on this twisty course. On Sunday it was much closer, with Michael leading after run 1, while Sylvie went off the road. The car was relatively unharmed, and he got back out on run 2, which would be the only remaining run of the day after a series of interruptions. He pipped Michael by just 0.4 of a second. Sylvie Mullins, you've just done the double here in Clare. Smile on your face. You've had a good weekend?
Had a good weekend. With a little mishap though, but we overcame it. Close enough. At the end, I suppose, with Michael.
You went off on the top on run 1, was it? And is there any damage to the car? It looked fairly straight when it came back down.
Yeah, I went in backwards into the ditch. We bent the wing, we straightened it, and got going again. A few screws.
So you got back in for just in time for the second run.
We actually went up to load it to go home, and we looked at one another. We said, "Will we have a go at it?" And we straightened it with a bar, and away we went.
Michael Connolly, you were leading there after the first run, and only Sylvie got his car back together. He came out and took it off you, didn't he?
I know, he's a little bit of an old thief now, to be honest. Look, it was a new hill to all of us, so there's probably more still in it, but it's so fast at places. You just, like, if it went, it was going to go big. So look, second place, 0.4 of a second, and happy out. Great day. Great.
A nice place to stretch a powerful car like that, I'd say.
Yeah. Like first, second, third. Didn't get into 4th. It's probably geared. I think 3rd is 146, so up around there. And but yeah, it was really nice. Really nice.
Reigning champion and Galway man Joe Courtney found the Gould Invasion a steep challenge, but 2 third places is still a solid start to his defence campaign. Joe Courtney, third today. You had a tough weekend. You had a lot of competition, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. A bit of a change from last year, I suppose. But still, first of the non-ghouls, I suppose, isn't too bad.
It could be a difficult defence of the championship, I suppose.
Yeah, it could be, exactly. Like, you know, the guys, Sylvie and Michael there, they show up to any hill in the country, it's going to be very hard to beat them. So, but with that said, I'm still looking forward to the championship. This is what it's all about here, you know, hanging around with the lads. The same banter's in it, even though it's nice to see your name at the top of the timesheet when you're used to it being up there. But no, I'm still enjoying it, loving it, yeah.
I'm sure it won't be long till you're back on top again. Thanks for talking to us, Joe.
Thanks, Dan.
John Donnelly was 6th overall on the 2 days and 2nd in Class 6 in his Reynard, behind Wilsden Jr. Deirdre McKinley was keeping busy, back in a single-seater again, steering her familiar purple Reynard to 7th overall and maintaining a McKinley single-seater at the sharp end of the timesheets, while also driving her Nova to a class win in 1A at Corkscrew. The McKinley and Bell families, plus their friends, showed great strength in both those supporting and competing in the event. Chloe Bell, Simon's sister, made her hillclimb debut on this significant anniversary for the family. Sharing the Billy White Gento, she was fastest novice both days. Peter McKinley, now with his sequential gearbox in the White Escort, overcame a clutch problem on Saturday to win Class 3B both days and claim 8th and 9th position overall.
All these top boats tight, are they? Alright.
Michael Fitzgibbon just got ahead of him on Ballinalacken to take 8th and the Class 8 win in the Civic. But Peter McKinley was the fastest saloon over the 2 days, meaning that he claimed that special award in memory of his son. A truly heroic achievement.
In memory of Simon, and this went to the fastest saloon over the weekend, and that goes to none other than Peter McKinley. Yay!
John Mahon was 9th on Corkscrew in the DJ ADSI and took 3rd in Class 6, but was a little bit more off the pace on Ballinalacken, where Thomas Corry picked up the position in his Delta T91. The competition in Class 3B was extraordinarily tight, with all drivers pushing to the limit. Second each day, just behind Peter McKinley, was Brendan Keane in his Westfield. Brendan Keane, how are you getting on today?
Don't know that run. I think it was a bit quicker, but sort of second. Myself and Peter McKinley are thereabouts, you know. So having a bit of fun there. So we'll see what happens, you know.
He's underneath the Escort at the moment. He's trying to fix his clutch, I think.
Oh, good. I take a bit of pressure off an old man, you know.
They were at it about half an hour ago, so I think they might have it sorted out fairly soon.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen, but it's all very close. 3B, as you know, Aina is not here, so that leaves the field open for a few other people to have a bit of fun. So there's about 4 of us within, half a second, you know. So
it's great because they're such different cars. It's amazing that they come out about the same.
Yeah, it's amazing that we all arrive and we all just hit on the same times. You know, as you say, totally different cars, all producing similar results.
Brendan was also 10th overall at each venue. Northern visitor Neil Duggan claimed a 3rd and a 4th in his rear-wheel drive Peugeot 205. Neil Duggan, you've come down to the Corkscrew hill climb this weekend. How are you finding it?
Well, it's the first time down here, and you've laid the weather on nicely. It's been great. A lot of learning in the hill, very technical, but we're trying to keep Mark honest there. There's only half a second between Mark and myself, and the 4 of us in the class are only separated by a second, so it's all to play for at the minute. You know, it'll be the last run. see who comes off worst or off on the hedge.
Would you be tempted to come down for some more hills?
Well, I got talked into registering for the championship while I was up signing on, so I might appear in a few more hills and see what happens.
Dermot's very persuasive, isn't he?
Yes. There was no discount though, but it's still we've registered and see what happens.
And can you tell us a bit about your car? It's an unusual 205.
Well, it is indeed. It's was originally built by Kenny Colbert back in about 1990. It was a sister car of one he built for himself to win the Irish National Rally Championship in Lurgan Park. It's powered by a 2.4 naturally aspirated Cosworth engine, rear wheel drive, puts out around about 300 brake horse. It's a bit of a hooligan's car, and it puts a smile on your face when you get out of it.
Yeah, we saw you there. I think even in the practice run, you're looking pretty confident. There were some nice angles out of it.
Well, I've had the car 16 years now, so it should have grown into it. Unlike Mark there in his brand new slicks, I'm using 5-year-old rally tyres, so we'll have to up the budget somewhere along the way.
He did his penance last year. He ran on old tyres, so he nearly turned over on the new ones there. So
He's doing acrobatics down there now, or is it just trying to save the wear on them? Maybe he just wants to wear one side at a time.
Mark Carroll was just behind on Saturday, but claimed third by just over 6/10 on Sunday. We caught up with him just after his incident on Corkscrew. Mark Carroll, we were speculating last night about what it'd be like on new slicks on the Corkscrew Hill, and we were even talking about cars going up on two wheels, but you didn't disappoint us there this morning.
No, I had a little bit of a fright on run one. In practice, the hill was actually quite loose, and as we were discussing, the first time on brand new A15s, which was really looking forward to. And the problem was, in practice, I could move the car around, and I had loads of grip, but I'd also loads of flexibility in the car. And in run one, I don't know whether it was the rubber that was put down by everybody or what it was, but I turned into the hairpin and the car just went right up on two. And I had to wait for it to come back down before I could hit the throttle to go again. And I was, as we were talking a couple of minutes ago, I was hoping somebody got it on camera, because I'd hate to be that scared and not to have that to show for it.
No, I think we've collected the evidence anyway, so you delivered right in front of us, so thanks for that.
It's a brilliant hill. I have a new second favourite hill, and it's this one. It's fabulous. There's Peter McKinley, there's Brendan in the Westfield, and there's Niall in the Peugeot, and there's 0.7 of a second between the four of us in 3B. There's just nothing in it. So it's superb, and it's a great hill. It suits this car. This hill is a real point and squirt right hill. There's not an awful lot of very quick stuff in it, so it's really all about acceleration out of the hairpins, and the hairpins are really savage, they're really severe, but we're having a great day.
Ballinalacken saw the first appearance of multi-hillclimb championship winner Paul O'Connell's E30 V10, but sadly it wouldn't turn a wheel in anger due to a charging issue. This car drew a lot of attention just parked in the paddock. Just wait till we can hear it running. John Kennedy was fastest in Class 3A in Corkscrew in his Dax Rush, just holding off Robert Dwan, who was suffering a frustrating misfire all day and withdrew from the second round, unable to find the source of the problem. Third was Thomas O'Rourke in the Civic that took a hard knock at the end of last year with Robert Swain. Unfortunately, Thomas had a big role in it on the last run on Saturday. I'm sure he'll be out again, but the car might not have been so lucky. Gary Cunningham debuted his loud in both colour and volume Global Light, but was very humble about his off on Corkscrew.
We had a little bit of an off in the second run. That was because I forgot where I was. I was counting too many corners. And age is getting to it as well. But no, it's we brought it here to drive it, and as soon as we learn how to drive it properly, then we'll probably creep up a couple of places. It was good fun.
It looked like it just went straight on for you on that corner. Were you trying to brake at that point, or was it hard to get out of gear or something? Or
I literally forgot the corner. That's there's no point in making up excuses. I forgot the corner, and I just I can't curse, but jumped on the anchors and it just kept going into the ditch. So time to get a new splitter for the front of it, and that's it. No major damage though. It was grand, but like that, just sit back and relax and let it on then again. It'll be grand.
He got to grips with the car at Ballinalacken though, and swiftly won the class, pushing Kennedy back to second, while John Laffey claimed third in his red top Chevette. It was great to see Cormac O'Brien back in competition again this weekend. He took a class win in 5 on the first day, but was second on day 2. Gerard O'Connor was second the first day in his Shane Formula V and third the next. John Whitley had a new car for this season and bedded himself in gently Saturday, claiming third, but got the hang of it on Sunday, taking a class win. Niall O'Sullivan set a strong pace in his supercharged Citroën C2 and did the double in Rally Class 9. John Farrell, in search of new competition, was second both days in his Mark 1 Escort, which up until last year competed in historic Class 4, which runs to a handicap. Mick O'Shea was leading on scratch in Class 4 and showed some slight disillusionment with the handicap system.
You lead in the class on scratch, so probably on handicap will be last. And the car, I'm happy with the car, lightened it a lot over the winter, with a lot of help from different people, including Gary. And yeah, it's a lot better than what I thought. A lot.
And what's the margin for you on scratch time?
Probably about 2 seconds. On scratch time, about 2 seconds, yeah, and then on handicap about 1.2. But I haven't seen the run 3 times. So the only reason I'm going down and not to do a run really, just to get a timesheet.
Jack Deegan was third in Class 9 in his 16-valve Peugeot 205. John O'Sullivan was third in Class 9, sharing the C2. The handicap system in Class 4 does allow some very eclectic machinery to compete with each other, and there was some beautiful machinery in action. There was Mick Bennett in the Austin Healey 100, Kieran White in O'Reilly 124, and Detlef Peyer in the beautiful BMW 328, which magically turned petrol to water on Sunday evening and refused to drive home until the miracle was reversed. Another car which drives to and from the events is Sean Murray's Lotus Elan, which was fourth on scratch each day. Tony Canny was actually third on scratch time in the Riley TT Sprite at Ballinalacken. Seamus Anderson was second by that reckoning in the Anglia on Saturday. Who supplied you with your number there?
It's nice, isn't it?
It's a classy job.
Yeah. Lot of graphics there.
Have you done this hill a few times before,
No,
Seamus?
never done this hill before.
And very, very twisty, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Lovely hill, beautiful hill.
Nice for a rear-wheel drive.
Beautiful, yeah. Just have tidied me act up a little bit. That's all. We have to tidy it up to see can I catch Mickey here.
Are you out on fresh tyres?
Yeah, put new tyres on it for this weekend there now.
A lot of preparations over the winter.
And should be more, but just was busy and didn't get a chance to do enough with the car. Should have more things done with it, but it's hard to go get motivated for the winter.
And last year we saw you fixing your rear diff in Limerick.
Yeah.
Was it a good fix?
Ah, yeah, it's dead on,
yeah.
Dead on. I'm messing with ratios the whole time anyway, up and down with ratios, just to see can I get the, but it's all, you know what I mean? It's hard to know what ratio to go at times. So.
Yeah, this is it's a fairly low speed hill, so you
need a low diff like for this hill, you know what I mean?
And tomorrow will probably be fast. You probably need a different one by
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I have one with me if I really need to, but I don't think we need that much hardship.
There's no need to make the weekend any more stressful.
No.
Seamus was fastest outright in the class at the faster Ballinalacken hill. Mick O'Shea was second there, while Barry Smith was third on Corkscrew. Tommy Gardner won Class 8 on day 1 in his Honda Civic and was second on day 2. Jarlath Keneally was runner-up at the first venue in a Citroën C2, just ahead of Patrick Curley in another Civic, third both days. Patrick McEntee was second in Class 1A behind Deirdre McKinley's Nova on round 1, but things were getting a bit smoky for him on round 2, where he was third. William Power was back out in his freshened up Mini, and a very committed drive sealed the class win for him on Sunday. Ray O'Neill was third in his Uno on Corkscrew. Derek McGuinness was enjoying the debut of his Class 2 Talbot Sunbeam. Derek McGuinness, you swapped over to rear-wheel drive from the Peugeot 205 front-wheel drive that you had last year, haven't you?
Yeah, a bit of a change for this year, just see how it goes. Had one of these in the 80s, and so just back to see, can I get back into the rear-wheel drive, a bit more confidence in it, I think, than the front, so.
It looks like you're getting into it fairly quickly. I've seen a bit of sideways action out of you already today.
Sideways, all right, yeah. And it's still not running great. I didn't drive it until today, just the first time I drove it, actually. Just need the carburetors aren't balanced on it, so I'm just not getting off the line. But a bit of fine-tuning, we'll get there.
Yeah. And it's a car, like, you've just kind of bought it second hand, and...
Just bought it, and that's picking a poke and just see what happens, really. Just done the head gasket on it. That's it, cleaned it up a bit, got it down here, and drove it for the first time today, so.
Not bad. It proves you can do that. It is possible to just pick one up off.
You can be lucky enough, yeah. You know, but still a bit of work to do on it. Just try and get it settled for the season and see how it goes.
I saw a timesheet there a while ago. You're actually leading class 2, is that right?
Well, I'm the only one in class 2 this weekend.
That's handy.
I have a good win this weekend, an easy win, yeah. So I don't know how I'm still in class 2 in this, so I don't know how it's going to compare with the other lads with the Peugeots and whatever. So obviously they're not here, so the next round we'll see how it goes.
In the end, the head gasket problem meant he only got one batch of easy points from the weekend. Hopefully he'll be sorted for Wexford. In the Cento Challenge, Gary Egan was pushed hard by Neil Bradbury and Billy White on corkscrew. Gary Egan, how are things going in the Cento Challenge?
Not too bad, yeah. It's been a good day. It's a very tight battle between myself, Neil Bradbury and Billy. I think there's under 0.7 of a second between it all day, so it's very exciting stuff.
What run are you on at this stage now? They're just going out for the third, is it, or fourth?
Just going out for the fourth run, yeah. So I think I have all the speed I can get, so we'll see if the lads can pull it in a bit.
So it just tightened up there on the third run, because I think I just saw second run times and there was still about 2/10 in it.
Yeah, it's tightened up now, so it's anyone's game at this stage, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Neil Bradbury, how are you getting on today? You're second in the Centos, is that right?
According to the last timesheet we saw anyway, yeah. Just 0.09 I think between myself and Gary Egan. So yeah, try and find a bit more time.
Have you any idea where to look for that?
I've an idea where I might try, but sure, we'll see. I don't think flat out over the finish is a good idea, but might just see if we can.
It didn't work for Thomas O'Rourke there anyway in the last run in the Civic.
No, but sure, he has more power than we do. Hopefully, it'll be alright.
We were watching you going through the car park and it looked like the tyres were peeling off the rims.
Oh, that's flat out through there, just picking third going through, so it's probably our quickest area on the course, so yeah, it's good fun.
At the end of the first day, Neil was second by exactly 2/10 and Billy White was third. On Sunday, Gary showed a real talent at the high-speed stuff and finished nearly 3 seconds ahead of Danny Hurley, who slipped through ahead of Neil by just 0.03 of a second. Neil was just a further 0.07 ahead of Billy. It was a defiantly positive weekend after the tragedy that befell the sport last year. Hillclimb Committee Chairman Rory Stevens put it well.
We were just saying that being the anniversary and the way Simon wouldn't have wanted anything said, so there wasn't a big fuss made, but at the same time it would be just nice to mark the day and the effort that EGAN and the club has put in coming back from the event last year, which was so difficult for everybody, and to end up with an event as happy with all of us here with what happened last year is just brilliant. And for Peter, Margaret, Deirdre, Rory, Chloe, Dickie, it's been just so good, and they've asked me just to say how good they feel when they're around here, and for them to have done what they did, Deirdre and Peter and Chloe, to compete, I think it just shows that, you know what, Simon is still around helping them all, and he's certainly here today, and he was certainly here yesterday the minute you put your helmet on. So well done, Aidan, and well done to Galway and Clare, and especially well done to everybody who supported this, because this was such a special event, being the anniversary for the family. Thanks very much.